like to give you a tour of Enumerate Engage, which is initially being used as our Lake Ashton HOA website. What you're seeing on your screen right now is the public side of the site, not logged in. And if the public goes to lakeashtonhoa.com or lakeashtonhoa.org, they will be redirected to this location. We have minimal things here, but we do have a section for our realtors, and this basically provides our realtors all of the information that they typically try to acquire from the HOA for their prospective buyers. So we've put that all in one place, and that's really cut down on our traffic and requests. We just refer them to this page, and we're good to go. We've got our board of directors and our governing documents, which are required to be provided to potential buyers. So those are on the public side. The rest of this is really not in use. This is a standard header, so it appears as though it might be useful, but it's not. Just really basic setup. And then when we log in, we're taken to the private site for residents. The private site has, again, two parts, one for a regular resident and another part if you're a board member. We've taken all of our board-related documents that are required to be held, and we've organized them into that site so that we've emptied out the file cabinets, scanned everything in, made it available in an organized, logical manner so that the board can quickly find historic documents. So when you log in, this is your default page, and you'll see your posts. So when the association sends out any messages, you'll see them right here. The quick links are available. And the other thing I want to note to you is an app. They do have an app for this, and the app does everything that you're going to see right here. So it's a good way to get into it. So in the future, as we post meeting agendas and any other information that goes to the members, you'll see a link here. So that's on the community feed. If I go to my activity here, you can see all of my activity. So as I've been setting this system up, lots of communications have been going back and forth between Engage and the back-end system. And here is an item that I added this morning just for this demonstration. Went in and entered a compliance violation against us. And so if you want to view that, here's the compliance issue and what the matter is about. And we can go ahead and add a note. Make sure you understand that you're not emailing to the committee or the group. You're just going to add a note that's resident in the system about what's going on here. So let's start at the very beginning, profile. So this is your page, and it has your contact information. It shows your account number. So if you ever want to know what my account number is, there it is. This is the information that will show in directories, in mailings to you, and you can go in and maintain this. Phone numbers, email addresses. So these are all here. If you want to make a change, you do so and hit submit. You can also deactivate your account if we didn't do that when you left the association. This is just the account number. We can add a photo, and this is very nice in the member directory. You'll see in a minute has been returned. And then here is what would see in the member directory, the resident directory, if you chose to use it. So you can select not to be included or to include, and how much of this information do you want included in the resident directory. And when you make a change, you hit confirm. It will validate that, and you have that information available to you. Settings. These are notification settings. There's a lot in this system that we are not currently making live. There's news feeds, lost and found, socials. This is basically a mini Facebook thing. It has a moderator that is done by the engaged people. You can do a recommendations, a general. People can post to you. Here's a payment status, again, which isn't really pertinent to us because a lot of associations have monthly assessments. Ours are annual. Updates to notices and requests. And then these are a couple of groups that I made just for this demonstration. But the system allows you to build your own group's website within the software. So I built one for a communications committee, and I built one for a small group Bible study that we host. And you can, in here as the content administrator, and you would be assigned as a content administrator if you wanted to have your own website for your group. And you control the content. You control allowing people to add or join. One of the questions that we will get a lot is who can join in here? And the answer is really anybody you want. Initially, we're only putting this out to residents of Lake Ashton HOA, i.e. the Lake Wales side. But we've built the system with forethought in mind so that if our friends to the west would like to utilize this system, they can, and we've left all the hooks to tie the two together. But right now, this is only for the Lake Wales folks. And these are just basic updates. I suspect you're going to leave those as is. You can change your password. You can add household accounts. So right now, we have a joint account. And if Gail wanted to have her own, we could add a household account, and then she could get her own login and use the system as she desires. Again, that'll become more prevalent if and when we start having a lot of groups, and Gail wouldn't want to see feeds from my group and vice versa. So it's really not appropriate right now. And then we can also set up renter accounts, which is for a big HOA that manages the amenities. We don't. So it's not there, but it's really interesting to note that this system is designed and has all the bells and whistles to fully manage amenities, work orders, amenity reservations, access. All those elements are built into the system. We just don't use it because it's now part of our homeowners association. Again, you can see my activity. Here's my notices. So again, that CCR notice that came through, it's right there on my dashboard. We can make payments, and this will allow us to use a credit card, and we can also use an ACH if you so desire. I would suggest to you that the very best way to pay your one time a year association assessments is via check. Use the envelope that's going to come with your statement, mail it in. It mails into a lockbox. We've changed our banks. We're now using Truist Bank. So the lockbox is going to be in Orlando. But that statement has your account number on it. It has everything that's needed. When that payment is received in the lockbox, part of the service fee that they are charging us to do this is they'll open that up, they'll credit your account, and they'll debit the money back to the association. So instead of having tens and twenties of volunteers have to try to manage all these checks and deposit them and such, it's all done automatically. In fact, we don't have an office anymore. We don't really want to accept checks. Just send it all in. If you want to use your credit card or set up an ACH, you can do so here. But the system uses a third party called Zego Paylease to administer this. So there is a courtesy fee to use these that you will bear that cost of. Uh, and that's nothing different than what you're seeing out in the marketplace right now. But that's how Zego Paylease, we pay them is only by the amount of credit cards activity or bank activity that runs through their system. And then there's this basic support here. If we go up here, here's our community pages. So if you remember, we had these three on the public side. Now here's on the private. So we've got more information about our ARC. And here's our design review guidelines, ARC tracker, and basic information there. We're getting all of our policies and procedures in one place. Board meetings and meeting minutes. So we've gone back through since 2016 and gathered them all up and put them into folders so they're easy to access. And here's for our annual member meetings. We've gone and dug all these up. Our reports and meeting minutes, same thing. We've got those all organized by year, and we can go find all this data. So if you're interested in the ARC committee activities, there it is. Finance related, our annual budget, our annual financial reports, and then our monthly treasury reports. And so you can go in here and pull up any of those and take a look at them as you desire. For committees, we have our compliance committee, and you can reach out to them if you would like to join them, but they're responsible for going through and using this system to add violations and to work with the community to rectify any violations to our governing documents. The communications committee is ones that would manage this site, and in particular, content admins for any groups if and when they are formed. A fines committee, if the CCR process results in someone is to be fined, the law requires that there be a fines committee that overview what the board is going to do relative to fines, and they rule whether they believe the board is acting appropriately to levy a fine or not. We do not tend to use fines as a deterrent in Lake Ashton. Sometimes it's appropriate, but very rarely. In most cases, the process that is employed is we'll go to a final notice, and then we just refer it to legal and let legal counsel initiate activity. And for reference, we don't like to do that. Nobody likes to do that. And once about maybe every 2 years, it gets to that point where somebody wants to be headstrong on some issue. So we can, we're civil folks. We can deal with all this internally. And most of our violations are just simple things. And then the last one is our nominations committee. And that's to solicit you folks to join the directors on your board. And this is the requirements for that committee. You can see our resources are all here. Again, there's easy ways to get back and forth to the data. We've got a few web links that are prevalent, and these are easy to add. One of the ones I'll note to you is an age verification survey. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Again, here's another way to get to the make payment. And I want to look at my documents. Let's see, where do we put those at? My documents are right there. These are documents that you've shared with your HOA, and these two are age verification surveys. So on age verification surveys, that's an onerous part of managing your HOA. You know, your HOA's only got a couple of real responsibilities: the aesthetic control, aesthetic compliance, and age verification. And so we are still in the process of taking all of our existing age verification documentation and getting it moved over into this system. But we now have a nice simple form that as we go through and we find that somebody is missing, we'll email this out to you and ask you to complete it. If you use it on the app, it's really slick. You just use the camera of your phone to take the pictures and send it all in, and then we're legal with the federal government. So that's about what we have right now. Hopefully you'll find that you will have use for this, and going forward, communications will be coming out from this system for HOA related items, and they'll be set up to go to your activities. So we'll be able to see them here, and they'll also be emailed to you. So hopefully you use this system. Hopefully you are interested in the groups and what we can do with the groups, and you'll reach out to your board of directors.